So in this video, it's that time of year again. It's the holdbacks of 2018. So don't go anywhere.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
All right, here we are. Anyway, here we are again. The end of 2018, New Year's is coming, so Merry Christmas to everybody that didn't get the Instagram and stuff, and Happy New Year to the coming New Year. Be safe, first of all. Don't do anything too crazy. You know, use Uber, all that stuff. But this video, like we did last year, it's probably gonna be a two-part just to the volume of animals that we held back. So this is the holdback video where we're gonna go through the animals that we are keeping in our possession from what we've produced over the past year. Not gonna go through purchased animals, at least in this video, so we could kind of maybe save that for another one and kind of do that as well.
Yeah, we got some pretty cool stuff to look at. So
yeah, there's definitely, if you follow us on Instagram, which that information is down below, and we'll actually even put a link, if we rewind about 30 seconds, I'll put a link up there, of the holdback video from last year, so you guys can take a look at those animals, and which there's a couple of them, so maybe we'll put another one over here. So you can look at those videos there, and again, these two-part, and then maybe do a purchase video, 2018 purchase video for you guys to check that out too. Yeah, just kind of go from there.
Let's take a look at these animals.
Yeah. All right, this is one of the first girls we're going to take a look at. This was one of the females from the mini clutch. This is a pastel leopard ivory hide, and these guys were born. What was the clutch date on that? Do we have that?
Clutch date was 7/16.
Yeah, so these are July babies. This is the first clutch of the season for us. So they're doing pretty good. Minnie, which we'll take a look at as well, she's the biggest of the three, and she's about near 500 grams. So she just crushes food all the time, eats like a pig, and is a fantastic animal. But this girl eats well. She's doing good, and again, you can see. I'll bring her up here so you can see her head. But that is just. They're just awesome, and there's such a powerhouse. So when I breed her, it will be to more than likely a visual pied. So everything will be yellow belly pieds with the pastel and the leopard thrown in, at least from her, and then we'll see what we pick up for a male to put to her. There you go, pastel, leopard, ivory, pied. All right, so this girl is a second one, female that I held from that clutch as well. I don't show her off that much, although I absolutely love this animal. She's doing very well size-wise as well. She's probably closer to like the 350, 400 gram mark, but I haven't weighed her recently. But this girl is a pastel Enchi leopard yellow belly pied. Yeah, I'll say that again. Pastel Enchi leopard yellow belly pied.
Wow.
Yeah, and she came from that mini clutch as well, and this girl is just phenomenal. And again, we'll put a link right up here to the cutting for that clutch where I did a jig, because mom was an unproven het pied at 66%, and the father to this clutch was an unproven 50% het pied that we produced a couple years ago, and had to have them both prove out and hit 5 pieds in a clutch was crazy. So we'll get a quick look at her head here and the rest of her body for you. You can see, I mean, she just got great oranges and yellows. There are some grays which you get from that pastel piece. And this head stamp is pretty classic for that quad gene, that pastel Enchi leopard yellow belly. We have a male, female, and now a second female in-house, and they all exhibit that same type of head stamp. But this girl being pied and lots of pattern, she just looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and such a great contrast between the white and the pattern. It's like perfect.
Yeah, there's a good balance of pattern and white here, which, you know, leopard tends to take pattern out of the pieds, and she puts it back in. And then we got some yellow belly and pastel in here. Just an all-around great animal. Will be a phenomenal powerhouse breeder female for sure. All right, and this is the mini. This is a pastel inchy yellow belly ivory 66% het pied. And she is actually going into shed right now, so she is very, very subdued in color. You do get some, you can still clearly see there is purples in here, and usually this back stripe is like an eraser yellow color for her. And again, when we look at her head stamp, and pretty classic for that, but a little different because you got those two sets of the yellow belly genes, but you get that nice little cross, that plus pattern, which is that pastel inchy leopard ivory pied. I'll bring her up so you can take a little bit better look at her. Some great color, still some decent contrast, and again, she looks the best when she comes out of shed and all those colors come back full force. And she's doing fantastic. Again, right around the 500 gram mark.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever refused a meal.
Not one. She's just a hog. And I apologize for calling a female a hog, but this girl just eats.
I don't think you're gonna hurt Minnie's feelings.
No. No, not at all. Yeah. One last look at her head, and again, you're starting to go into shed there. Pastel, inchy, leopard, ivory, 66% het pied.
Alright, so this is our black pastel inchy yellow belly. This was from our black pastel to one of the quads that we were talking about earlier, our pastel leopard inchy yellow belly boy. We ended up getting 3 of these in the clutch, and this one just happened to, the coloring on this one, the oranges just are more intense, just is more intense. I can't even talk. The belly pattern, very classic for the yellow belly, the checkering at the bottom, whole lot of flames. Up and down the whole body.
So again, the thought with the more intense color with this is it's probably got the het pied attached to it, which would have come from the dad. But this girl and the next couple that we'll look at are 50% pos het pieds. But we're pretty sure she'll prove out for pied just based on her color and some of the striping in the tail and different patterns that she has. Markers, if you will.
So again, black pastel, inchy yellow belly. Alright, so this is one of the quads that we were referring to earlier in the video. This is a female pastel leopard inchy yellow belly. As you can see with the head, that classic head stamp. She'll hold still long enough.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
She's gorgeous. Her yellows, definitely not as bright as Dad was when he was a youngster, but she's phenomenal. She's gorgeous, great coloring. How about that? Some flames up on the side. And she's also 50% het for pied. So again, pastel, leopard, yellow belly,
Inchy.
Alright, so this is the whole gambit from that black pastel clutch. This is a black pastel, inchy yellow belly leopard. 50% het for pied. One of the reasons we believe it's everything is the color is subdued a lot, which is what you see from the black pastel and the pastel mixed together. And you get that black pewter. And then the inchy just kind of brings that color back in a little bit. So instead of it being more that gray color, you kind of get she's almost, I don't know, kind of yellowish?
Well, her colors, she was a lot more washed out in the beginning. Now that she's had a couple sheds and putting on some more size, there's definitely some more of like a golden type of color coming back into her. So she's gaining some more color. There's a lot, like she's really blushed and washed out along the tail. You can see like it just, the white starts to come up the belly. Almost maybe a ringer right there. This side you can see it as well. And then also almost a ringer right there starting and another one there. So the thought is that she is possibly het for pied as well, but with all the washed out from all the other genes, it's hard to really see the train tracks or any of that stuff. But again, starting to bring in some decent color, really nice wacky pattern due to that leopard, and a really nice dorsal stripe that goes the entire length of her body, completely unbroken. Only this one little dot right there. Just really nice looking snake. Powerhouse snake.
And so again, black pastel, leopard, yellow belly, Enchi.
Alright, so this is another one of the girls that we kept. This is a Pastel GHI pinstripe. And initially I wasn't going to keep her. I wasn't going to hold on to this one, but the more I looked at her and after a couple more sheds, the more she grew on me.
Yeah, all that wackadoo pattern.
Yeah, this whole, like, that's a great look going down the back at like all like the matching stripes and puzzle-like patterns in her body and stuff. Let's see if we can take a look at her head here. So some decent, blushing, nice looking head pattern. Crazy silver eyes. I don't know if you guys see that.
Those eyes are pretty big.
So, I ended up liking this girl, so I decided to hold on to her. And you can't go wrong with a comboed female that's got GHI in it. So, Pastel GHI pinstripe. I went looking actually for some more lights, but I didn't have any, and this guy is so dark he almost fades away into the background. I mean, I could try to, let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. Yeah, that helps a little bit, so we'll do that, at least for this guy. This is one of the few males that we kept. I did hold one other male, which we'll get to in part 2, but this is a GHI leopard, and he is 50% het for pied. We have a pastel leopard male that's 100% het, and we have a quad male, that pastel Enchi leopard yellow belly, which is now 100% het for pied as well. So when we use them, there's a lot of 50s that are popping around. I'm not necessarily sure that this guy will have it, just because of how dark his colors are, but with the GHI and the leopard, it tends to be really dark anyway. So time will tell when we start pairing this guy. But you can see he is very, very dark, especially along the head here. Let you take a look at that. I mean, the blacks are just ungodly black. I mean, it's just crazy. And the the really wacky pattern from that leopard. And shot of the belly. And you can see here there are kind of, when you look here, there are kind of railroad tracks here on that belly, which is that pied stuff. So it very well may come through and be het pied. I mean, time will tell. That would be nice. It would be really nice to put some GHI and Leo together and some pied stuff and see how dark we can get some pieds. But yeah, this guy is just crazy, crazy, crazy. GHI leopard faucet pied. All right, well there you go. There's part 1. So a look at, how many was that? What did we do? 5, 8 animals?
That was 8 animals, yep.
So 8 animals that we held back. And again, some of these that I'm holding may end up being for sale later down the road, once I really figure out what I'm going to do with them. Although I doubt any from this video will be available. Most of these are going to be solid keepers. The next video, we're going to take a look at some exanthic stuff, head exanthic stuff. We're going to take a look at some banana het clown stuff that we're holding on to, and then some more from the black pastel clutch. And what else was there? There was another GHI animal that we're going to take a look at. Some OD stuff that I just posted on Instagram that you guys saw, that Cine OD Fire that came out crazy and looks awesome. I'm really excited about him. I actually wasn't going to keep anything from that clutch, but once he shed, it was like, oh my god, that is just nuts.
He's like, he's a keeper.
Yeah, and yeah, right off the bat, you know, the quality in him is just phenomenal. So he is staying here and definitely going to, you know, put a season or two of work in, and we'll be on to something else.
Yep.
But updates for you guys, we have updated the website. If you want a t-shirt, I have to look to see how Matt did it, but we have mediums, we have large, extra large, and 2XL. I don't know if there's a drop down or whatever, but there is a link there. And in minimal, it'll send us an email with your inquiry for that, and then we can let you know what sizes we have. But that is what we have right now. I don't have a lot of mediums. I don't have a lot of the 2X. There's a fair amount of large and extra large stuff. So if you're looking for a t-shirt, you can find it on our website. Links for that's down below. Coming up next, January 6th, we're going to be in Manchester, New Hampshire at the Reptile Expo. We did decide to do that. I know from the last video I was kind of all over the place whether I was or wasn't, and we just decided we're going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, following that one, February 10th, we will be at the White Plains Expo, as we always are. That will be the one show that we do kind of regardless. So if you're if you watch YouTube, swing by, say hey, and you know, see what we have on the table. We'd love to chat with you and kind of get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, we'd love to definitely see you guys there. So I lost what I was gonna say.
Anyway,
it was going somewhere.
Have a very, very safe, happy New Year. Make smart decisions. I'm not your dad, but have fun, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Maybe in 2019.